Have you ever stopped to consider the health of our world's oceans? What if I told you that they are currently facing a multitude of threats, some of which could have devastating consequences? Our oceans, the lifeblood of our planet, are under siege. The threats they face are many, and the stakes couldn't be higher. In the coming moments, we're going to explore 10 critical issues that our oceans are grappling with. We'll delve into challenges like overfishing, plastic pollution, ocean acidification, habitat destruction, and more. Each of these issues, whether born of human activity, natural processes, or a mixture of both, is contributing to a precarious situation that demands our attention and action. The health of our oceans isn't just a concern for marine life. It affects us all, from the air we breathe to the food we eat. Are you ready to dive deeper into these issues? Let's start with the first one, overfishing. First on our list is overfishing. But what exactly is overfishing and why is it such a problem? Simply put, overfishing is when we catch fish from the ocean at a rate faster than they can reproduce. This relentless pursuit of seafood has dire consequences, with marine ecosystems thrown off balance and species pushed to the brink of extinction. So what's driving this rampant overfishing? The answer lies in our growing global population and the increasing demand for seafood. Advanced fishing technologies also allow us to catch fish at an unprecedented scale and speed, often with little regard for the long-term health of the fish populations. The effects are devastating. Not only does overfishing deplete fish stocks, but it also disrupts the food chain. Predators lose their prey, and smaller species proliferate without control, leading to a cascading effect that threatens the entire ecosystem. Clearly, overfishing is a man-made problem that needs immediate attention. Next, we move on to another pressing issue, plastic pollution. Plastic pollution is an issue that has been gaining attention in recent years. But just how serious is it? To put it into perspective, millions of tons of plastic waste find their way into our oceans every year, drastically altering marine ecosystems. This waste isn't just unsightly, it's deadly. Marine creatures from tiny plankton to massive whales ingest these plastics, mistaking them for food. This can lead to malnutrition, internal injuries, and death. And it's not just marine life that's affected. These plastics break down into microplastics, minuscule particles that permeate the water column. They're so pervasive that they've been found in our drinking water and the food we eat, with unknown implications for human health. The root of the problem? Our insatiable appetite for single-use plastics and inadequate waste management systems. We're the culprits, and we're also the victims. As we can see, plastic pollution is a grave issue that demands our attention, but there's more. Let's talk about ocean acidification. Ocean acidification may not be as well known as the previous issues, but it is equally important. So what is it and why should we care? Simply put, ocean acidification is the ongoing reduction of pH levels in Earth's oceans, making them more acidic. This is primarily caused by the uptake of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Over the past 200 years, oceans have absorbed about a third of the CO2 released by human activities, and this is having a significant impact on the marine ecosystems. The increased acidity of the water can have detrimental effects on marine life, particularly shell-forming organisms and coral reefs, which struggle to maintain their calcium carbonate structures in the more acidic water. This, in turn, affects the entire food chain, from tiny plankton to large marine mammals. Human-induced climate change plays a significant role in this issue, as the burning of fossil fuels increases the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere. Ocean acidification is a silent threat that is slowly killing our oceans. But we're not done yet. Next, we explore the issue of habitat destruction. Habitat destruction is another major issue affecting our oceans. But what does it entail, and why is it so harmful? In essence, habitat destruction refers to the significant alteration or complete annihilation of the environments where organisms live. This can occur in various ways. Take coral bleaching, for example. This happens when corals, stressed by changes in conditions such as temperature or light, expel the symbiotic algae living in their tissues, causing them to turn completely white. This not only weakens the corals, but also disrupts the broader ecosystem that relies on them. Then there's the deforestation of mangroves, coastal powerhouses that serve as breeding grounds for numerous marine species. But due to human activities like logging and shrimp farming, we're losing these vital habitats at an alarming rate. These instances of habitat destruction, largely driven by human activities, pose a grave threat to marine biodiversity. Habitat destruction is a clear sign that our oceans are in distress. Now let's look at the remaining issues. As we have seen, our oceans are facing numerous threats, each with its own set of causes and consequences. But what can we do about it? The current state of the world's oceans is a grim picture, but it is not beyond repair. Overfishing, plastic pollution, ocean acidification, and habitat destruction are all significant issues that our oceans are grappling with. Each of these problems presents a unique challenge, yet they all share a common thread: the undeniable influence of human activities. Overfishing is depleting our oceans of their life, creating an imbalance that has far-reaching effects on the entire ecosystem. Plastic pollution is a visible sign of our disregard for the environment, with countless marine species suffering as a result. Ocean acidification, a less obvious but equally dangerous issue, is changing the very chemistry of our oceans. This can have devastating effects on marine life, particularly shell-forming organisms and coral reefs. Finally, habitat destruction, driven by coastal development and destructive fishing practices, is robbing marine species of their homes. These issues are urgent. They demand our attention and action. But the good news is, there are ways we can address them. We can promote sustainable fishing practices and support companies that do the same. We can reduce our plastic consumption, recycle more, and participate in beach cleanups. We can work on reducing our carbon emissions, which are the main cause of ocean acidification. And we can advocate for the protection of marine habitats, supporting policies that limit harmful activities in these areas. Each of us has a role to play in protecting our oceans. It's not just about saving the fish or the coral reefs, but about preserving a system that supports life on Earth. The oceans provide us with food, regulate our climate, and produce a significant portion of the oxygen we breathe. It's time for us to take action and protect our oceans. After all, their health is our health too.